and it's 6 o'clock. So actually it's 2 minutes after 6. So I think we should get started. So Alyssa, do you want to do the roll call?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Let me make sure I get everybody, so we pull it up before I forget. Okay. Commissioner Brown?
I'm here.
Commissioner Diana?
Here.
Commissioner Freeman?
I'm here.
Okay. Commissioner Jones?
Here.
Commissioner White?
Here.
Chairperson Hines Silvis?
I'm here.
And Commissioner Salam? We'll say not here.
Okay. I don't see him on the list. And Lisa Wilson is on.
Okay.
Okay, so is that the entire list, Alyssa?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a quorum, and I'll call the meeting to order. And we'll begin by reviewing and approving the minutes from the February 25th meeting. So do I hear a motion for approval of the minutes from February 25th?
I move to approve. This is Patty Jones.
Patty moves to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Chris seconds. Is there discussion, corrections for the minutes from February 25th?
Nope.
We're all good? Okay, so all in favor of approving the minutes from February 25th as written, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. The ayes have it, and the minutes of February 25th are approved. Are there any, I'm working my way down the agenda. Are there any additions to the agenda that you see before you tonight? Okay. And I see that the next item is public input. So I don't know if we got any emails or written contributions. Alyssa, would you know that?
I did not receive anything. Sheila, did you get anything in your email? I think yours was the one listed.
Okay.
No, I did not.
Okay. And then is there anyone else attending that wanted to provide public input at this time? Okay.
I'm Lisa Wilson from the Refugee Center.
Oh, hi, Lisa. Welcome.
Oh,
It's nice to have you here.
Thanks. I just wanted to thank the City of Urbana and Cunningham Township for the support of the Refugee Center, especially right now when we're facing so many critical issues with Urbana residents and paying bills, rent, utility assistance, and we are working with our clients to provide them access to rental assistance through RPC and the townships. Also, we were given a grant to provide some groceries through Salt and Light. So we are trying to assist our clients, many of whom do live in Urbana. And I just wanted to say thank you, and we really appreciate your support.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us, Lisa. It's nice to have you here. Thanks for
You're
that
welcome.
update on the Refugee Center.
Thanks.
Is there any other public input? Okay, let's move on to presentations, including the staff report. So do we have that in our packet?
I do not have that typed out in your packet now.
Oh, okay. So a verbal staff report? Is there
Yes.
anything? Okay.
Yeah, I can give you a quick update. Our whole last 6 weeks has been COVID-19 response. And I'll go into more details on it under new business, but we have the consolidated plan just about ready to go. We were ready to take it to council for submittal in April. And then with COVID-19 happening, we are going to need to amend our 1920 plan to add funds. And so we've just kind of put it on hold, but I'm hoping to submit it to council for approval in May so that it can get off to HUD just a couple of weeks later than normal. That way our funding isn't stalled for the future. Lissa, do you have any updates?
I do not. We are just still adjusting to life at home and trying to make sure everything pushes forward on time and as planned.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sheila and Alyssa. We'll move on to unfinished business and the review of the bylaws, which are in your packet. Did you guys talk about this at the last meeting? Is there any background to the bylaws, or are these the ones we've had with no revisions since the last time we looked?
So this would allow for electronic attendance, obviously right now. Just adding language about electronic attendance so that members can attend through video or telephone conference. And they, I believe we discussed that they were not able to vote, but they could still be in attendance.
I thought it wouldn't count towards quorum if we were electronic.
Yeah.
Reading what this says does say a member attending a meeting by video or telephone where a quorum of the members of the public body is physically present may cast votes. So as long as there's a quorum physically, the member may cast votes electronically.
And this is just to be in compliance with what other commissions and committees are doing with changes in the new state law. So we just want to keep us all on the same page if possible.
Okay. And as I recall, it was within the last couple years that we did take a closer look at the bylaws. And so those should be pretty much up to date with what you've got here. And then I see you added what you just read off, Alyssa, to allow for electronic attendance.
Yeah. I believe the last review was, I want to say February 2019. So it was very recent.
Yeah. And I think we have to review these annually, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is there any, okay, so I guess what we need is a motion for approval, and then we can have discussion about it. So is there a motion to approve the bylaws as written?
So move the amendment, right?
Robert, okay. And is there a second?
For the amendment, correct?
I think we are approving the commission bylaws with this amendment for the electronic attendance, remote attendance. So yes, I think that's what it is.
I second the motion.
Okay, and Michael seconds. So is there further discussion? Okay, is there, if there's no further discussion, all in favor of approving the bylaws as written with this amendment to allow for remote attendance, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign. So the ayes have it, and the revised bylaws pass. So thank you. Is there any other unfinished business? Okay, then we can move on to new business. And is that what you wanted to talk about, Sheila, with the CDBG funds?
Yes.
Okay.
In the first stimulus bill that came out to address the coronavirus, the city of Urbana is receiving an allocation of just a little over $294,000 to be used to address impacts of COVID-19. The final rules on how we can spend that are not completely out yet. The home program, they have issued their final rules and waivers, which they're giving us several that'll make the job easier to get the money out the door. But home is not adding any more money to our pot of funds. So we have been meeting, Alyssa and I, over the past 6 weeks, just with a variety of people in conjunction with the city of Champaign, the village of Rantoul, the RPC, the county, social service agencies, to find out where that greatest impact is and unmet need. And then hopefully we can address those or design programs to address those pretty quickly. So one of the requirements is that we're going to have to amend our 1920 annual action plan. It's only going to cause for a 5-day comment period. Mm-hmm. So that probably won't come back before you guys, because unfortunately we don't have the final analysis in yet, and we don't want to wait 30 days. But if it happens to be 30 days, it'll go before you. Some of the things that we're hearing are the greatest needs are rent assistance. So those people who were current on their rent, but with the loss of their jobs, they're struggling to make their rent or mortgage payment. With evictions being lifted, I think May 1st, they can start being evicted. We want to try to get a program quickly out the door. Another big need that we're hearing is that there are businesses, especially smaller minority-owned businesses, who are falling in the crack of all of the federal grants that are coming out. So typically those smaller businesses don't have a strong banking relationship, and that relationship is what's helping people get access to the funds that are coming out of the federal government. So just lots and lots of evaluation and meetings and Zoom meetings, and trying to decide the best place to design programs and put these funds to help our community. So if you guys have heard any, thing that the funds can be used for, that would be great. Some of the nice restrictions that are being lifted is currently, excuse me, there's a 15% cap on our public service funds. That's being lifted for this fiscal year 1920 and 2021. So if we decide to do a rent subsidy, it's not going to impact that limit. We'll be able to help as many people as we have people are funding for. The shortening of the public comment period is one of the other exceptions that's out there. And then they want to make sure that we aren't duplicating something that somebody else is doing. So again, that's why Alyssa and I are meeting with these different agencies to make sure that there's no duplication. We also have to amend our citizen participation plan to put this define urgent need, which we have done. And it'll match what Champaign is doing. We have to define this duplication of services. And then we have to put in for a crisis like this that we could do this shortened time period. Then we also have to write to HUD and ask for permission to use these waivers that they've put in place. And then once the permission comes through, then hopefully by the first part of June, we've got programs that we can launch out the door. That's our hope.
That sounds like a good plan.
I would add to that there are a lot of contract employees at all financial levels who are in great difficulty. These are 1099 people. They don't qualify for unemployment. They don't qualify for loan assistance, and they're kind of falling in the cracks altogether. That might be something that we want to look at addressing also.
Yeah, there's a group that is, I agree with that, Chris. There's a group that's meeting from the city of Champaign, city of Urbana, village of Rantoul, to try to make sure that we capture those people that are not being served in other ways. They aren't qualifying for unemployment, and some of the SBA loans, and the minute they are launched, the money's gobbled up and gone. So yeah. we don't want to lose our smaller businesses in particular. We don't want to lose our minority or women-owned businesses. So
Yeah, that
We're trying-
includes, there's a lot of hairdressers, barbers,
right.
tattoo
Right.
artists, all those people who are out of work and will probably be out of work longer than others, but they just fall between the cracks entirely on all those programs.
Yep. Yeah, well, thank you for that.
Sheila, can you remind us of is this the consortium, the City of Champaign, the City of Urbana, and Rantoul, and not the county, or is it also county area not included in those city boundaries?
Right. Each community, Champaign received almost 600,000. Rantoul received a little over 200,000, and Urbana received a little less than 300,000. So we each have our own little pot of money, but we also, and then the county is administering money that's coming from the state for those communities outside Champaign, Urbana, and Rantoul. So St. Joe, Mahomet, that area. But we all recognize that a business may be located in Urbana, but the employees may live in St. Joe or Champaign. So it's going to have a huge impact on not only housing and homelessness, but people keeping their jobs too. So that's another reason we're all trying to work together with our pots of money to not only leverage additional resources to hopefully help people, but look at that greater ability to serve people.
Mm-hmm. So you, at this point, don't need any action or comment from us. It's what you're providing now is an update.
That's correct.
Okay. So any more comments for Sheila as she thinks about this, the CDBG funds, et cetera?
Just one comment on 1099 workers. So under the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, the PUA, there are some additional things for contract workers. So some of those folks hopefully can get covered after being ordered to stop working.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, Sheila, your comment about how many of really small businesses and people are unbanked, I think is the title, where they don't have a banking relationship. I didn't think about that because these applications are all required to go through a bank.
I was on a call today that the second round of PPE money, which is the Paycheck Protection Program, came out at 10:30 this morning, and it was projected to be all gone by the end of the day. So it's just crazy how quickly, $3.5 billion can go.
So are there any other comments for Sheila and Alyssa under this? We're under new business, the CDBG funds. Okay, so is there anything else that we need to discuss before adjournment? This is maybe the fastest meeting we've ever had, and no travel time either. Okay, so I'm just checking with Alyssa and Sheila. Is there anything else that you want to let us know before we adjourn?
Sorry, that's my little dog. Just if you think of anything or want to provide input between now and when this money's launched to the public, just let us know.
Okay, will do. And also,
one question, Sheila, when some information is a little more gelled on this and comes out, is that something that you could send to us?
Sure. Well, we can send it
it's
to
hard
you.
with these sort of meetings to do documentation and stuff, but it'd be nice to see copies of some of this at some point. So.
Right. I'm hoping the final rule from HUD is going to be out Friday. And then I'm going to do a staff report to council, and I will copy you guys on that staff report just to
Great.
bring them up to date on where we're at on everything.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Sheila.
Yes, sir.
This is Bob Freeman. This is my fourth conference call today, so I'm kind of fading out. Hey, have you heard with all those groups, anybody addressing the high rise of COVID with people of color? Has anybody taken on that task?
Not locally that I'm aware of, but that's probably something in the public health realm, or the hospitals that are doing research on that. I was on a call today with a group of affordable housing people throughout the US, and they are looking at the impact of communities of color on the impact of homelessness, because it's already an at-risk group just because of the wealth gap. And now, the risk of them losing their houses and needing additional assistance, that is being studied nationally.
Okay.
But
So
I haven't heard anything
There's
about the
nothing.
house.
There's nothing. Okay, that's fine.
Not locally that I'm aware of. I know that it is hitting, African Americans much stronger than it is other races, but I don't know anybody studying it.
Yeah, because I'm on a national conference call, and I was on one today, and I get their publications as soon as something happens. And there's a lot of stuff around Champaign County, but nothing in Champaign County that I was hearing. So thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Robert, have you been, I heard, I can't remember which morning it was, but I did hear the Lieutenant Governor talking about that very topic. And, not that she was offering anything at this point other than just building awareness that it's an issue, and it's an issue in our state. Have you heard anything that she's done?
Yes, they're pulling together a task force to really get the universities behind it, to do the actually due diligence to find out good numbers, and then doing an education component. So Governor Pritzker is looking at doing an education component for the state of Illinois. So I was wondering if we got in that might be something that we could tie into in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that it isn't just Chicago area.
That's exactly right. Well,
I
I've
hear
lost 24 of my friends in the past 3 weeks.
Wow, I am so sorry.
Wow.
That's in Illinois, and all over. So so it's running through the people of color. So
Wow, that really brings it home when you know that many people.
that's indeed.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, because I think that we do have to kind of advocate for that perspective, or it might just be a Chicago kind of problem defined and Chicago kind of solution.
Right, like upstate, not downstate type of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any other comments before we adjourn?
Appreciate the staff doing a great job. We appreciate you all. Thank
Absolutely.
you all. We're not taking you for granted.
Thank you.
Thanks for hosting the meeting. It's nice to be able to attend and use this technology.
Yes. Do we feel like it went smoothly? This is a
Mhm.
learning process for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
A few dogs and a few cats. That's just adds a little interest. Okay, well, if there are no other comments, we are adjourned. So thank you all for attending. Thanks, Sheila and Alyssa, for giving us the background info and for hosting the meeting. It worked well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.